Hey, it's Rachel with Outcoast, Florida. I am in St. Pete, Florida, and while I normally travel to Sunshine State to highlight LGBTQ inclusive destinations, today I decided to feature an LGBTQ-owned business. So join me as I go in on the coast with Sheppy Law.
Hi, I'm Lindsey Sheppy with Sheppy Law. We specialize in personal injury and estate planning law, and we strive to give our clients personalized and compassionate representation.
What inspired you to pursue a career in personal injury law specifically?
Well, I started my career in the medical field in diagnostic imaging, and so I wanted to take another step in my career, and I wanted to follow in my father's footsteps, so I decided to become a lawyer. I enjoy being able to come in and help someone in a very difficult time in their life and to be their champion, be their advocate.
How long have you lived in St. Pete, and what do you love about living and working for this community?
The reason I love St. Petersburg so much, I moved here 30 years ago as a young adult, and I moved here to finish my undergrad at the University of South Florida. And then I worked in the medical field at the same company for almost 19 years. And then I decided to go to law school, and I was able to stay in town and go to Stetson. The people of St. Petersburg are truly a community, and they support each other. They support each other personally. They support each other professionally. And I feel so lucky to be a part of the community. And then when I was able to add the Stetson community to my network, it was incredible, the support that comes out. St. Petersburg is a terrific place for the LGBT community, and I just felt very welcomed here, and I continue to feel supported by the community.
What are your favorite hangout spots, restaurants, or things to do?
I'd say my favorite hangout for anyone that knows me is I love to go to the dog bar. It's a great bar. It's outside. I love the dogs. There's lots of things to enjoy in St. Pete. I love all the local bars and restaurants. I love going to the Rays games. I love all the different golf courses that we have in town. And I've really made some terrific friends that I've had for 20 years, 25 years that I still get to enjoy good times and milestones with. St. Petersburg has such a local feel to it, and I'm so proud to have my own small business among all the other small businesses that make up St. Petersburg.
How do you handle the emotional aspect of your work, especially when dealing with severe injuries or distressing cases?
I'll have to admit, sometimes it is difficult because I do tend to carry my clients' pain and concerns with me, and it's balancing. I more than anything focus on being their advocate and wanting to understand their individual plight as a result of the accident. And so I use that as motivation to put into my work. And again, when I'm speaking on behalf of someone, I like to focus on the advocacy part and giving someone a champion.
What is the most common misconception people have about personal injury claims?
I'd say the most common misconception that people have is that every case is the same. Every case is really individual. It's based on the individual. It's based on the individual's injuries, the individual's life. It's important for me to individualize each case and each client.
What unique challenges do you face when representing someone in a personal injury case?
Okay, I'd say the most difficult thing in personal injury law is that you find someone in a very traumatic situation to begin with, and then to see them hurting, and sometimes their injuries last longer than they anticipate, and so to go through that realization with the client is difficult, but I'm here to help them get through that difficult situation.
Can you explain how you evaluate a new case? What steps do you take?
The way that I evaluate a case to begin with is there's actually three main pillars of a personal injury case. There's insurance coverage, there's injuries or damages, and then there's liability. So I look at those three pillars to see what the strength of the case is, and then I tailor the case to that.
What's the most important piece of advice you can give someone who has been injured in an accident?
I'd say the most important bit of advice to give someone that's been in an accident is to take pictures at the scene of the accident. Those are very difficult to recover. Once the scene is not the scene any longer, there's no pictures to be taken. And because I can't get out to the scene of the accident immediately, pictures really tremendously help. I've had many cases that have turned on the pictures, whether it be capturing a witness or capturing a different condition that may have contributed to the accident. So pictures are extremely important.
What should a traveler do immediately if they're involved in an accident in Florida?
If someone is involved in an accident while they're traveling here in Florida, it's very important for them to hire an attorney that is in Florida. Every state has different laws that govern personal injury cases, and it's important that your attorney, whoever that is that you hire, has a familiarity with the laws in Florida. In addition, if an accident happens in Florida, a lawsuit has to be brought in Florida. And in order to bring a lawsuit in Florida, an attorney has to be licensed in Florida. So it's fine if you return back home and you can do treatment and everything in your home state, but to have representation here in Florida is vital if you've been involved in any kind of a personal injury matter while you've been traveling.
How does your firm handle communication with clients throughout the duration of a case?
I try to facilitate communication with my clients by giving many avenues for communication to me. I like my clients to communicate directly to me, and I like my clients to communicate with me in real time. I use email, I use text, I use telephone. I try to have regular contact with my clients, and just to always be available. I try to work with their schedule. I meet with them in person if there's different pivotal times in the case. I like to spend a lot of time with my clients because I find the more contact that I have with them, the more I learn about them, and it increases my ability to advocate for them and how the accident has affected their life.
As an LGBTQ plus attorney, how do you feel your identity has influenced or impacts your legal practice?
Being part of the LGBT community myself, I know how important it is to feel comfortable in whatever business you're supporting. And I feel very fortunate as an attorney to be able to create an environment where the members of the LGBT community can come and be themselves and not have to worry about being made to feel uncomfortable. And in the practice of law, specifically personal injury and estate planning, you're very intimate with your clients and into their lives. And it feels very good to me to be able to create that welcoming, non-judgmental environment in my office. I strive very much, including with my support staff or medical providers that I work with, to make sure that comfort level is extended beyond myself and into the entire environment that the client may interact with during their representation.
What kind of pro bono or community service work does your firm engage in, especially related to LGBTQ plus causes?
One opportunity that I found to contribute to the community is my service on the board for the Grand Central Business District. I'm really enjoying working with a lot of the other business owners in the Grand Central Business District. I'm really excited about what's happening in that community. The growth is tremendous. More and more people are coming and enjoying that section of St. Petersburg, and I enjoy being a part of that. And I'm serving on the Economic Development Committee, so that's communicating with members and getting more and more involvement. We're planning different activities and trying to increase the outreach into the community. I also am a big supporter of Girls Rock St. Pete. I think that's a terrific organization for girls of all types in our community. There's a tremendous amount of diversity, and the support that the girls receive from the volunteers in that organization impresses me every year. If you haven't been to the show that they put on at Janus Live every summer, come out and see it. It's a tremendous experience, and I really enjoy it. I really enjoy it a lot.
What is the most common misconception people have about estate planning?
What I find is many times people think that they have to be prepared before they would meet with me or another estate planning professional. And what I would like people to understand is that the call to and to meet with the estate planning professional can be your first step. That initial consultation is to set you and to guide you into the gathering of the information or the different steps that we need to do, but that way we can do it all together. One concern I hear very regularly when I'm asked about estate planning is that people don't have enough assets to require estate planning. And that's a misconception that many people have, because the bulk of the estate planning documents that I can draft deal with your affairs while you're still alive.
What are some tips for LGBTQ plus couples looking into estate planning?
With estate planning, one thing that people miss a lot of times is that really of the four main estate planning documents, a will, a durable power of attorney, healthcare power of attorney, and a living will, that three of them operate while you're still alive, and they express your wishes for who you would like to be able to act on your behalf and to support you through those times.
How can LGBTQ plus couples minimize issues and concerns when thinking about estate planning?
Specifically with the LGBT community and thinking about estate planning, I like to be able to provide an opportunity for people to protect themselves as well as their partners, to make sure that they have access and support if they run into situations in their life where they either aren't able to act on their own behalf or where they're sick and in the hospital, to make sure that the people that are close to them or their chosen family would be able to support them through those times. These documents can help to smooth that out, and to make sure that in those dire situations that people don't have to deal with people being judgmental or keeping them from their loved ones at times like that.
What goals do you have for both your professional growth and your involvement in the LGBT community?
I decided to open my own firm, Sheppy Law, and I'm even more excited that it's on Central Avenue. Growing up and living in St. Petersburg, to have my own practice on Central Avenue is a great milestone. I'm very proud of it, and I'm really excited to support the community and to continue to be able to contribute to life in St. Petersburg. As always, make sure you hire an attorney that's going to give you personalized and compassionate representation.